Hello everybody, welcome to my new trade recap from last week. So I had not a good week last week. My week was minus 4.5%, so not the best week, but there were some trades that I needed to take, and after I reviewed it, there were some trades I better didn't take. So yeah, so we are GBPJPY. This was my first trade of last week. This was actually from 2 weeks ago, Friday. So I took a trade on Friday here. So what we had here on the weekly chart was a bearish candle close. The only thing we needed to be careful for was this weekly lows with that false break. But I saw this triple top as an indication with here a descending trend line you can draw like that. So yeah, I expected some bearish momentum at some point. So we had a weekly bearish candle close, so I went to the daily chart. What can I see on the daily chart? We have here that bearish W here. We have that blue candle between all the red candles, which is an institutional candle, which works like a magnet. So that's why I drew this daily zone of interest, this white box. So I expected to come the price till this zone. But if we have before that a pattern, then I can take it also. So I went till the 4 hour then. And what we saw here was on Friday. We had here the shoulder one, this head, shoulder two, then a break, then a shoulder two was forming. My entry was set. And yeah, we went minus 1%. So the lesson I need to take of these trades is on a Friday, that I don't need to trade because the markets are less volatile. So it's better to take not trades if I had a good week already. So yeah, better not to take trades on Friday. And yeah, it was already 1 p.m., 13 o'clock Belgium time. So yeah, good. The next trade was AUDNZD. So if I go to the weekly like this, we had here a weekly bullish candle. So I will just remove that candle here. So we had here a weekly bullish candle close. So I could look for bullish momentum on a daily chart, and we had also a very impulsive market with 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of a bullish candle. So that's nice. We broke out of this ascending channel here, broke it impulsively out. So that's a nice sign. So I went to the daily chart. And what could I see on the daily chart? So I had here that bullish M here with again institutional candle between all the blue candle closes. This is working like a magnet. So I expected the price to come till this daily zone of interest. So that's good. We didn't touch yet the daily high, so we can look for a pattern after the daily zone of interest. So I took my Fibonacci from the low to the high. Daily TP is around here. So I went then to the 4 hour chart. And what could I see? I saw that we had here this possible shoulder one. This had nice diesel on that part of the daily zone of interest. Then we had here the close. So this was then the close here. And I was looking for that inverted and shoulders here like this. So if I go now further in the future, then you can see the price came back. We went till here to the upside, and then what happened? We went to the downside, and I had a 1% break even point sitting around here, but my trade was around 1 o'clock in the day, and we went to the upside around 1 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, this was my break-even point. I didn't saw that because I was already sleeping. But what I saw was a mistake that I made, or maybe this could be also that inverted and shoulders here, and then we went to the 4 hour minus 27 because this was on the break of this zone here. But yeah, this was a thing I didn't saw then, so that's a kind of mistake I made there. So yeah, so I couldn't go break even because it was around sleeping time, and then we went to the downside minus 1%. So already minus 2% this week. So then I went to my next trade. So the next trade is USD CAD. So USD CAD, I will just remove it like this. USD CAD. On a weekly chart, what we had here, very impulsive movement, weekly bullish impulsive candle close, which is a nice sign to have more bullish momentum. The only thing we need to be aware of was that we were at this selling point here, like this. We were at some selling point here, and here also back in the future. And we already had some multiple weekly bullish candle closes. If I go back to the weekly, 1, 2, 3. So yeah. Then I went to the daily because the weekly is bullish for me. We had here that natural M. So what we saw here was, so if I do it like this, yes. So we have here same highs. So we expect in a bullish market same lows. So I drew my daily zone as lows. Okay. So I went then to the 4-hour chart, and what I saw, we touched our daily zone of interest here. We didn't broke that because we didn't had a candle close below that black line here of the daily lows. So what I could see was then we had here the shoulder 1, had then the shoulder 2 for more upside momentum. I took my limit then after this candle close above the lower high here. And yeah, we tapped in and we went minus 1%. So this was a trade valid for the trading plan. So no problem, minus 3%. Then the last one was NZDUSD. This was maybe a trade I didn't need to take because I was already minus 3%. And yeah, I said to myself, okay, I just following my trading plan. I just take the trades I need to take. There was already a day between the other USD CAD pairs, so I could take again USD pairs. So yeah, I will explain now how I took it and why. So we had here the weekly bearish candle close. I was expecting more weekly bullish momentum then. I went to the daily chart. What I saw on the daily was here the same pattern as the last pair, but then otherwise, so we have the same lows, we expect the same highs also. So this is a natural W. So I drew my daily zone of interest at this daily highs because there we want to see a pattern. So I went to the 4-hour chart, and what I could see was, so here I was already in doubt because I already had minus 3% and a little bit because that NZD, AUDNZD was a little bit over minus, I think, minus 1.4% because of the spreads. So that was not that good, but yeah, it can happen sometimes. So what we had here was a shoulder 1, then the head, then the tap of the lows, which is an indication that we can have more downside momentum. So I can see this as an head and shoulders without a break. This shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 without a break. We have just the tap of the lows, but this can be an indication. So then I was a little bit in doubt that I needed to take it, and then I decided to fuck. I just need to take it all the trades because it's a valid trade, but it was not the highest potential trade. And head and shoulders without a break is not the highest potential trade. I needed to find that head and shoulders with break. So yeah, I entered here. A day later, I think it was around that zone, not that my stop loss if I would enter the trade here, because it would not enter my stop loss yet, so it was still valid. And then here I entered and I went to the upside, and then yeah, it was a minus 1%, and after that we went till our 4-hour minus 27 4-hour TP point. So eventually, if I think there are 2 trades followed by the plan and 2 trades that were not necessary, not high potential. The Friday trade from 2 weeks ago was not a good idea, so this is a lesson for me. And then the NZDUSD, the last trade of the week, was also not necessary because there was no high potential trade pattern. And yeah, I was already minus 3%, so next time I need to take better patterns. So this was a key lesson for me. So yeah, sometimes it's good that you have some kind of lessons to improve in that way. So yeah, I hope you had a nice weekend, and yeah, have a nice trading weekend or trading week, sorry. So I see you next week. Bye.